Hi all, welcome back to my channel of an everyday encounter life of an Aspie. As you're fully aware, as I said, there have been some few changes in my channel name, hopefully in the later on of the piece when I bring out my book, pretty much promoting it, which is going to be called In Everyday Life of an Aspie, looking into the life with Asperger's syndrome. So in all further ado though, guys, I has come to my attention though in the recent days, or shall I say in the latest months, that I've been socializing, or shall I say interacting with the ones in the autistic community on those Facebook sites about empathy and some everyday other topics that has been coming into play in practice in this day and age of how we feel in society. And that even though they say that those pages that we're on are supposed to be a safe haven for everyone and once for all. So in all further ado though, I'm going to be talking about a little bit of the AS series of the theory of the mind, which is hopefully just going to be in two parts of my views and uptake on it, and how it's going to cover is just really how we feel as autistics, you know, that many people need, like I said, needs to remember that we're not all the same. Basically, we aren't what they think of the NTs, think that we're not empathetic enough, or we're not, you know, educated, clued up to what we may know. Because like I said, as a daily reminder that for us autistics, we are different in every, you know, stage and age of our lives of where we come about in our autism, that, you know, we may be good in some retrospect of some characteristic traits shining out to you, and then in other times we're not. So basically, as I said, it has been on my radar and attention about people, or shall we say, who are autistic, that has no signs or idea about empathy, which to my case, it irks me to the core that we do have empathy, but we may feel it at a deeper level. This pretty much, though, this can be a misconception and misunderstanding of others around us, be it people that are basically the entities that tend to think this way, as well as society, about empathy of the ones that are autistic. As this term has been misspoken or misused so many times before about empathy, how it's defined and everything. To me, empathy is about a sensation or feeling, how we feel on a way of what we go about in our daily lives, regardless what it is, basically. And we know sympathy is all about the nitty-gritty feelings, obviously. So basically, empathy is just the, you know, feeling structure on what we know and what we understand, basically maybe onto the scale of what you've gone through, or maybe not to the extent that you've gone through, but maybe in a way that we have gone through as well, and hopefully it will just, you know, come into perspective with you. Sometimes in today, however, in this world and how the society puts us in, we to live in, it's 2PC, or as I call it, politically correct. To say what you want, saying something that may or may not affect someone in any other way. But sometimes, like I said, some of us go about knowing what we want to say, when to say it, and all that jazz. And everybody keeps tending to tell me, despite my upbringing, which is instilled in me, to what I want to say needs to be the right time, not the wrong time. You know, be sure to know when to speak and how to speak it. Sometimes it feels like, sometimes for me in general, I'm not sure for anyone else in this matter of speaking, I sometimes feel like I'm a little box, you know, and then to the point where that box is, you know, I'm labelled on that box, do not touch, handle with care, all those labels that I've mentioned in my label series. Then it comes to the point of, basically at this stage of when I'm in that box, when do I want to actually, you know, come out of that box and actually say what I mean and mean what I say, and all this other stuff that people has been sharing with me. And it's like I said so many times before, when I say my piece, it may not be the way you want it or how you want it. I know sometimes I still to this day maybe struggle to what I know what I'm trying to say, but then it's not to the point that where people should just jump in and butt into when I talk to you, regardless of what I'm trying to say. Even though, yeah, I may still to this point have some sort of communication breakdown or something in there that's making me, you know, slow to think, slow to speak, when I've learnt basically in this day and age that I need to be slower on my words so everybody can catch phrase to what I'm saying. Anyway, sometimes I feel that I am categorised to some sort of labels, as I shared, as something that you're not, and that's you're doing what you feel is right at the time, or even just standing up to certain situations that you believe in. I believe in certain things, you believe in certain things. It doesn't mean for you guys to just basically say to me, this is not right. You know, common courtesy is, if you don't accept what I say or the values I carry in me, that's fine. Just respect that. It's all about the give and take, about respecting and actually, you know, giving and taking of certain retrospect of what I want to be versus what you want to be. You know, it's just all about a matter of connecting and communicating to one another somehow. Sometimes when that happens, anyone would get knocked down, not just me. When it comes down to people just, you know, knocking you down with labels and all these mentality thoughts or what have you of people's certain ideas that has been in their head of how this is supposed to be, no matter what, it should be done this way and not the other way. But in my classic case, for example, as I said before, I'm the kind of girl that pretty much would want to look outside that box and look deeper and further, even if many people may think that I tend to think too much, analyse too much, whatever. But if it hurts me too much to the core of my head when it overstimulates, that's my problem, obviously. But I humbly apologize. I shouldn't have to humbly apologise to you. It's just how I work in my thing. I'm learned differently. I may see something that might not fit into your shoes. That doesn't matter, because, as again, retrospect goes a long way. Sometimes I feel sometimes I'm being hushed by others, sort of thing, to, like, you know, have it their way or go the highway, or whatever its saying goes. I hate that, you know, in retrospect, how I look at it. If I have certain things that I want to say, give me that time of day, like I have with you, if I'm socialising with you. Because at the end of the day, you know, how I look at it, what I want to say could be similar to what you're trying to say to me, or vice versa, you know. And then even if sometimes I feel that some of the messages we send to each other while communicating, be it whatever it may be, that hopefully we will be able to understand one another in a different, you know, way and concept. But now, as I said, empathy has been misconceived, or empathy to some people as a misconception, to basically based on the everyday normal people, or thinking in their minds that despite how autistic may think or act to do things, that they don't give a flying toss about others around them. Whereas, like I said before, we feel deeply. Maybe we fall in love harder than others. Maybe, you know, even though we autistics do, most of us, I'm guessing, in the autistic community, if anyone of you that have been following me can vouch for this or not, that feel that they don't have things fitted in. They feel that they had to push even harder for themselves to actually blend in and fit into the crowd, basically, just to feel accepted, wanted, and just basically feel loved and appreciated more. But then again, as I said in one of my videos, why should we all be the same, in the same realm of being that white sheep, when we could be the black sheep standing up from the rest, basically standing up in the test of time? Being different can be alright. Sometimes, however, I've noticed that people may think when we're socialising we are lacking of empathy, we can't read body language, and that, well, pretty much that fact can be true to a point for some of us autistics. We may not be able to read the body language, we may be able to read the body cues on years of what you're trying to show out, even though, like someone said to me many times, they say one thing and they do another, which can cause so much conflict and confusion for us autistics. So therefore, what I'm saying here is basically be real and be actually meaning what you say, and then maybe figure out ways to say it to us in a gentle manner, because many people I've realised that has come into my circle can be aggressive to the point that they think that they want their whole cake and eat it too factor, you know, which is kind of sad really, but that's the way it is. I'll say this to you though, you gotta remember some of this is not 100% right. True. This is complete opposite for us autistics. We do have empathy. I can't stress this enough. We do have empathy for others. Despite being different, however, of us autistics, being wired differently, how we speak, act and do, even if it does drive people crazy or just make them mad and that, you know, many people I've noticed don't have the patience factor or what have you. They don't have the skill set or skill level to how to handle us in a way. Hence why I've been sharing some of these videos as a guidance and maybe some sort of teaching tool, shall we say, of how to handle us people that are different to you, be it autistic, or another one that I've been sharing earlier on the piece about people with ADHD, hence why I'm trying to bring out some other conditions on the channel for my everyday life. I'm an everyday encounter with an Aspie, because obviously with me I have met so many different people in my walk of life of different conditions and they feel the same way. It keeps coming banging at me that they don't feel appreciated, they don't feel wanted, they don't feel like they've been heard and all that. So hence why maybe in my retrospect, how I'm looking at it, I could be a little advocate for them while I'm listening to their problems and concerns, regardless what it may be. However, being different, regardless of it all, you know, us maybe, as I said before, misreading you and your body language and cues, or how you're speaking to us or showing to us, me asking me, which isn't not true. How are autistics and pathetic, and I'll tell you why, sort of thing. All the answers are based on from what I've seen and experienced in my life. Even though, like I said so many times before, many people may laugh and joke at me thinking that, you know, it may not happen to them of an extent for what I've been through in my life, but then again, you know, that's their choice, because at the end of the day, you know, we have our choices. We basically, you know, tend to think that despite what we go through in our life, you know, we should be able to either move on from it and actually maybe, I don't know, share out our experiences, shall we say, to others, and basically hope for them not to make that mistake that we made, and maybe find ways that it will work for them. Anyway, the first part I want to address to you all though is why it may not appear to us also that has less empathy to your guys' eyes, or what mentality, way of thinking up there. Many of us as autistics will have a struggle with the, as I said, the term theory of the mind. Okay, theory of the mind is a term that I have, a clinical term that has been used so many times or defined as the ability to attribute mental states such as beliefs, intents, desires, pretending knowledge, etc. to oneself and to others around them that are different to one another. Okay, I do believe that I have some form of understanding on this terminology of the theory of the mind, regardless of my inbuilt difference of the values and morals that's instilled in me, my belief systems, my belief patterns, and whatnot. You know, I know some may not work with yours, and some may, but you know, again, choice factor. You know, I believe what I want to believe, you believe what you want to believe, but it doesn't mean for you just to try and think that just because I am the quiet, humble one, or shy one, or whatever label you think of me when you first meet me out on the street, thinking that it's okay just to walk over me, for even if it does look like I'm addressing like a doormat on my forehead, or a sign saying, you know, walk all over me at all costs, never mind about, you know, or making me small, or whatever the mentality you guys have thought of, basically. I am sure that in some retrospect, then something good will come out of it. Anyway. Right, what was I up to? As you know though, however, if many people have met me in the past or present, be it on screen of what you may have seen so far with me, or if you have known me as a person, you know, in your circle, or a friend, a companion, or whatever you want to label me as, I am loyal, yes, I believe that. I am loyal, faithful to the very end, hence I'm living up to my namesake of my middle name, Ruth, meaning, you know, loyal friend or companion. I do put myself into someone else's shoes, I really do. Regardless, sometimes, as I said before, as I'll address to you again, that I may end up, as I said, over-analysing and thinking that situation of what that person may have been through, and that and then sometimes it'll mean that I'll have to, even if it does overwhelm me, overstimulates me to a core, that I might have to withdraw myself from an everyday situation, be it if it comes down to socialising in an everyday activity that people would like me to socialise in, then hopefully that they'll know me better as a person, excuse me. I can walk their shoes for them and try to walk in their everyday life, trying to, you know, visualise in the spiritual sense of what's going down and under. Even if many people may not like what I see or say, that's fine. Again, choice factor. We got to realise that some things in our lives arise for certain reasons, to test us in our everyday lives of all aspects, you know, of our inner strength, inner peace, inner patience, you know, inner being to the core. We may not always understand or have the answers to these problems, but, you know, then again, sometimes some answers won't come there and then on the spot, you know, with the snap of the fingers when we want it, you know. Certain things takes time. Everyone has their own story, yet we are the creators of our own story, however, as well as our journey. I might not have experienced some of the things, as I said, in your lives to the point or in depth as far as you have, but I can always be there to support you and give you advice if you need it, or just someone as a listening ear, or, well, not a punching bag, but just something to lean on. As I said, I am here to try and give support and advice to others when you want it, when the need arises. There are a few, or maybe a majority of us that will struggle with this, however, with our everyday experiences, that many people may not, you know, want to hear what is coming out of our mouth or whatever. Autistics have some form of connection or something that holds us together. It really makes us interested in people, however, and that we can be or will be sociable to the point, or socially interested in connecting with people. That we're socially motivated to achieve anything like you lot, with all your dreams and visions and goal sets that you have. Like I shared many times before, however, with me, I'm imagining myself in an environment. Again, the word shape-shifting comes into play with this, what I'm illustrating to you all, with different people. And I'm building up characters with different behaviours and feelings to the point where I'll be rehearsing this in my mind as a script in my mind, or movie strip, you know, like sometimes we play out what's going to happen in one scene and then the next, you know. Well, that's how it works with me. Sometimes when I'm in a social environment, socialising with people, I might enter into that social environment, try to socialise to a point, you know, communicate or whatever. Then I might, for some reason, I like to imagine that I'm in a play and, you know, find out a plot of something that's cool gonna happen, you know, all these dramas, you know, and, well, not dramas, but an easy day formality of what may happen. Anyway, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Aspie is pretty much, I'm sure some other Aspies, if they're following me on this channel or have been following me elsewhere, basically can speak out on this and actually may feel the same way as I do when I'm addressing this and more. We will think things through and deeply of the characters we're reading or watching that may not come out naturally to others, however, despite what the others may think or say based upon, again, the theory of the mind, as I said. As this will likely to show more with Aspies in a heated opinion discussion or topic of some kind based on the life experiences that has happened or been through and the like, you know, past occurrences, shall we put it. I just have a hard time to find a happy place sometimes, or what it would be like to be rich and famous. Yet being rich and famous doesn't always make us happy and gives us a lot of friends. Does it? That's my question to you lot. Being rich and famous, does it bring you out more friends and less friends? Does it make you feel popular? Does it make you feel high and mighty thinking you're above everyone else? It goes the same thing for basically, for example, when we're in a business, when we're going up the social ladder or whatever, of our titles. You know, do we want these titles to be, you know, labeling us, be it an executive, be it a, I don't know, CEO or whatever, you know, the case may be. So therefore my answer to that one, no, it won't make me happy to be rich and famous and popular. It'll be good to be popular to a point, but then you got to realize there has to be a reasoning behind that popularity, or a reasoning behind why we're rich and famous, you know. And many people have been saying that being rich and famous can make you happy, you know. But then again, I agree to a point. What I was reading up about this topic, being rich and famous, by Karen Dyers, basically, that she mentioned that, you know, to a point, being rich and famous isn't all glory, you know. It's like anything. It's up to us to find out in ourselves of happiness, what makes us happy. Be it rich and famous can be for some, be it at peace within ourselves, loving ourselves is maybe more important to keep us happy. You know, we shouldn't be, like I said, people pleasers, however, you know. That's just me anyway. Yeah, being rich can make you feel on top of the world, however, make you powerful with the titles and statuses that's on top of you. Yet at what cost will it come down to losing everything that you had of that popularity, that title, status and more? A lack of theory of the mind, however, and that's pretty much is basically not understanding others when it comes down to the lack of the theory of the mind for the people that are rich and famous. This is me, you know. What was I looking for? I'm not trying to point the finger or plant the bang names anyhow of what I've been sharing with these topics that's coming to you all. No way, Jose. I'm here to just like address to you all basically that there is a point in our lives that I want to encourage and support you all to a point to remove what I've shared. I'm just showing you about others, about empathy in this title series of empathy series, as well as every other, you know, series I've been addressing to you all. Hopefully that it will become an encouragement and enlightenment for you all to take on board, maybe take heed what I'm saying and maybe put it into practice into your life somehow, one way or another. Everybody experiences problems. Everybody goes through certain situations and may not or never get out of it right away, or just may not get out of it. When some people may be in denial of what's going on, be it if they're coming from a broken home, that maybe there's a problem there, you know, and they just tend to bully others, thinking just because they see others happy in their lifestyle that they think that they want to be the bully and, you know, be the centre of attention. Another one is basically, I usually use my analytical thinking based on the theory of the mind, if you want to, wish call it. This is I'll draw up some conclusions on my own to a point, like I said. I'll absorb everything that's been told to about sort of thing, and I'll, you know, maybe do my little research homework, sit down and, you know, absorb it all and whatnot. To what I know or may be facing at that moment of time, however. While growing up and still to this day, I will sit and observe people and my surroundings and just with the people in general, again, shape-shifting, to see how when people act, think or say. To what I've been through, can have a lot of some empathy to others and being well different, that I believe I can somehow be of help to someone else that needs it one way or another, if they choose to ask for help or not. Well, that pretty much ends empathy, lack of theory of the mind part 1 pretty much. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. Also, thanks for watching, guys. Give me the thumbs up for support, or just thumbs up to show me that you are actually liking my videos, and also maybe comment below sort of thing on some things that you may want to see, or even just private messaging about it. You know, it's all about hopefully for me to get more involved in interacting with the outer community than just the autistic community, you see. So no further ado, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon.